I exist again. So, probably didn't expect me to talk about this show, huh? Now, let me preface this by saying I slept in the show for far too long. It came out and ended way before my love of television sitcoms for me to get into. And I was more of a Disney kind of guy anyway. It was only recently during my summer break when I decided to finally give this show a chance. And
What's so great about this show, anyway? It's okay. Wow!
yeah, see the appeal. This show surprised me in many ways of how entertaining and well written it is. And that is down to its two main leads and the writing for them. Some of my favorite episodes, from season 4, the best season, don't worry me, can just have them together in a room or an empty environment, then bouncing off each other and still be hilarious. Yet, the funny thing is, my favorite episode from the show is one where they break that dynamic. Now, when it comes to my favorite episodes from shows, they're usually ones that offer more than what I expect. For example, an episode like Band Geeks or Hell on the Couch are ones that break the mold of their shows and tell a more serious story, and when done properly, that can make the episodes stand out in my mind and become one of my favorites.
Done properly.
Most because they leave me feeling something more to say than just,
oh, that was pretty cool.
Funny.
all this to say, Josh is Done isn't the funniest episode of Drake and Josh, but it left me feeling more. It's one of the first episodes in a long time that impressed me. Allow me to explain. So, general synopsis of it. The episode stars Josh being done with Drake's antics after he hasn't missed a really big important test. And the rest of the episode has Drake trying to live life without Josh being either oblivious or denial of his doneness, I guess. Until he breaks his ego and apologizes. And yeah, you can kinda see how it ends. Now, let me start by saying this episode's plot is nothing new. It follows the general structure of a Friends breakup episode usually follows. But this episode does everything in this type of plot so expertly and such polish and care where this type of episode falls in other shows. Let me start by analyzing the main leads of this episode, starting with Drake is the kid that can be shaped and molded to whatever the episode needs him to be. He can either be dumb as a brick or chill and relaxed. Usually, I don't mind this because, well, it's a comedy, and both of these types bounce off amazingly with Josh. But for this type of episode to work, you need to have the thing the character does that has them leave make sense to their general personality, as to not have him come off as forced. And with the idiot friend archetype especially, this is the easiest area to fail, as the situation usually comes off as the character being way too dumb and fucks up royally, or forgets something important about his friend. But this episode, amazingly, doesn't fall to this trap. You see, the reason Josh missed the test was because Drake drove a fountain to meet up with a girl at school. And well, yeah, the girl calling him directly as he approaches the kitchen king maybe kind of
too convenient.
But the rest really does fall into Drake's general character. He would go to see the girl without thinking twice about Josh. It doesn't come off as malicious, just Drake's general recklessness and impulsiveness to any woman with general field of view. And this is crucial, because Drake, for the rest of the episode, is the primary character. Thus, we need to have a reason to empathize or want to see the character succeed. And by having the cause of the breakup be an understandable accident, we don't see him in that negative of a light. And later in the episode, when he doesn't know fully how Josh is feeling, this doesn't come off as too stupid or oblivious to read the room. He just thinks it'll be a one-day fling and he can never break up with him. And now, sure, his ego here can come off as unlikable. I don't mind it here, as it's not played too much, and throughout the episode, the ego itself is challenged. And for a character with ego to be likable, we need to have it be challenged. And with the challenge his ego goes through, we see cracks in it. They build more and more and cause him to be more vulnerable. And when a character shows vulnerability, we start to empathize with him more. And it's with this and the focus he does along the way that makes the apology that much more rewarding. The apology itself feels earned because we saw Drake learn more and more how much he fucked up and his own ego being shattered. We see him learn and grow in this episode, which is incredibly uncommon for Drake's character. And after the apology, we see him depressed at home, which has another layer of vulnerability. We almost never see Drake actually non-comedically sad before this. and that makes this scene leave more of an impact and show that he has learned. This episode shows a great arc for Drake that not only fits his personality, but makes him sympathetic. But that's just one of the two main leads to this show, and as this episode proves, you can't have one without the other.
No Drake would be complete without a Josh. Oh no, it's actually Josh Peck.
Josh's character in the show is a lot more consistently written than Drake's. That is the eccentric, snarky, lovable goof of the duo. He's usually, if not always, played to be a straight man to Drake, but has the same amount of competence to keep them on the same playing field. His reactions to his antics are always bombastic and comedically exaggerated to an amazing extent, usually being the highlight of every episode. However, Synopsis throws his character in a new direction. By separating him from Drake, we almost see a new side from him. Of course, this is not about his exaggerated persona, as he has moments here and there in the beginning. But once Josh is, well, done, we almost never see his bombastic side. And this helps really lay down the impact of what Drake has done. In other episodes, he usually give this whole speech to him or just call him out with some comedic antics and be done with it. But here, he doesn't give him that. Because, well, he isn't mad for him anymore. He's done. Every interaction he has with Drake afterwards is kept brief with almost no jokes. They keep the tone consistent with him, but he isn't a serious sad sack in this episode either. When he's hanging out with others, he's pretty chill and lighthearted. And he doesn't barely mention Drake in his conversations either. Once again, showing how he's keeping him out. We also get to see how better his life is without Drake. Now, this part would be the easiest to slip up, because you can either have him boast about his achievements and have him come off as a jackass, or have Drake be jealous of this and have that be the catalyst for him wanting him back. But they don't do that. It's mostly others that point out how lucky he's been. Sure, he has a little bit of Megan, but that's realistic for siblings to do with each other. In fact, it's with these interactions, we're going to see how empty Josh can be without Drake. Because each interaction he has with Megan is left short and bittersweet. And the best part about it is that these little hints of Josh's life being empty without Drake are kept subtle and unfocused on. Because, and this is important, this isn't Josh's lesson to learn. This isn't a situation where both friends screwed up and they need to learn to apologize to each other. This is Drake mixing up something for Josh and him learning the lesson. By having the episode focus on both of their lives being empty, it would present Josh as the one who also needs to learn something, which is not the case here. But by seeing the subtle emptiness in his life, it makes him coming back to Drake at the end of the episode a bit more reasonable. Speaking of which, let's talk about that ending. Now, usually, episodes in this show have an interesting track record with their endings. They usually just end with a joke, the main duo losing again, or just don't end it at all. Now again, I can forgive this to an extent, cause, well, it's a comedy show, and it's all played for laughs at the end. But, for an episode as serious and subdued like this, the ending is kind of important. You can't really slap a funny haha loophole in the end that brings them together, somehow, or just not have to be together at all. Otherwise, you have the audience feel underwhelmed or disappointed. But just like everything else in the episode, it found a way. God damn it, did not mean to make a pun there. The end of this episode is brilliant. It has Drake come in once again expecting the norm with his seat being next to Josh in science, but instead being moved to Clayton. There, he messes up a chemical experiment to Josh's inability to help him out, which results in him being put in a chemical shower. And this is the moment where Drake cracks.
Drake, sit down.
No!
Drake.
Josh! What? Look, I'm sorry. Well, look, let me finish, okay? I was wrong, okay? I was wrong.
What do you mean?
Look, I need you more than you need me. I need you way more than you need me, all right? I'm sorry. Man, I'm sorry I made you late for your exam, and I'm sorry I ran over your bike, and I'm sorry I'm probably the worst brother in the world, and, you know, you're way better off without me, you know? I just need you to understand that, sorry, Josh, I'm sorry.
Josh, would you like to go talk to Drake?
No. No, sir.
Hey guys, do you hear that? No laugh track.
And praise the Lord for that.
Now, the apology is so well done here. From the writing of it being natural and well timed, to the excellent delivery by Drake Bell giving off the emotional breaking point so well, to Josh not following Drake home and trying to think about what to say, showing his conflicting emotions on whether to trust him or not. So much for just 1 minute. last trackless scene is perfectly done. And the great thing is that no one forced Drake to apologize, or even put things into perspective for him. He figured out he fucked up on his own, which makes this scene that much better. And the best part about it is how genuine it is. You feel like Drake himself is saying his apology to Josh, the one person who stuck by him throughout all of the show. Nothing about it seems forced or recalling events too much. It sounds real and is presented as such. And it leads to the best ending in the show, and one of my favorite endings in a while. It shows Drake being depressed on the ping pong table. So much so he's not even mad when Megan steals his guitar.
Okay, why aren't you freaking out? It's no fun messing with you if you're not gonna freak out.
I'm sorry.
Then, Josh enters the room. He doesn't come in quiet, equipped with a full house speech to bring them back together or whatever. Instead, he comes back like this.
We have unfinished business, young Szechuan.
Josh.
What? You will address me only as Master Maguku.
Your words, they are strong, but your skills are weak.
Your foolishness, young Szechuan, has sealed your fate.
Now, some may say this concept is a bit too random or a tone shifter, but I see it as the perfect way to show Josh's forgiveness. By showing his more goofy side and giving him a nod, Drake, as well as the audience, understand that Josh forgives him. And the way the scene plays out always leaves me with such a warm, happy feeling, as ending to an episode like this should. This episode may not be the funniest one, nor is it the one with the most going on, but it's what it gave right with the writing of the characters and the plot as a whole that makes it my favorite. And it shows how this show isn't your average 3 laugh track per second crappy knit sitcom, but a cleverly written, polished, amazing knit sitcom that has stood the test of time and probably will for years to come. Somehow, it found a way. Now that pun was intentional.